Hello, 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 everybody. Oh my goodness gracious. Let me see if I can get my setup together. I didn't plan to go live this evening, but I had a little extra time due to the fact that the Notarized platform is down. And I mean, it is down bad. Notarize has been down. Let's see, as I am here. Hey, Sheena. I have been probably since about 5 o'clock my time. Notarize has kind of talked about it having a few technical difficulties. Notarize, y'all, is down bad. So I wanted to kind of provide a place and a space for people to come to and to chat about it. I If you've seen my videos before, you know that I am I'm a big fan of Notarize, but I don't work for them in terms of I'm not a corporate person that works for them. I'm an independent contractor. And so, uh-oh, I don't like when my camera is a little blurry. So what I thought I wanted to do is just kind of come on and see if there's anybody else like me who's waiting to get on with Notarize this evening. I had a whole plan. I was going to come home from my full-time job. I was going to, relax a little bit. I took a little nap. I woke up from my nap and I saw from my email, hey, there's some issues with Notarize. I'm like, okay. They'll fix it. That'll be fine. That'll be cool. And as time went on, and I even came downstairs, came to my little office setup. And then the next thing I know, I am getting continuous updates from Notarized talking about how there is an issue with it's something with the digital certificate. It's something with Trust. So I said, okay. So I wanted to hop on. I wanted to see if anybody else was out there trying to wait for Notarize to kind of get it together this evening. It is about 9:46 my time as I am recording this PM. So I thought I'd give them a little bit of time. I'd give them a few hours to kind of get it together, but it doesn't. Oh, Manassas, you're actually right down the street from me. Hello there. I wanted to just kind of wait it out a little bit, but now I said, you know what? No, I'm about to go to bed pretty soon. But it got me to think, what are some things that we can do? Because I think some of us who are on the Notarized platform, we've become so dependent on Notarize that I want people to kind of expand their thinking and expand kind of their business model because uh, this type of situation where it's rare, this doesn't happen a lot. But what if Notarize like went out of business? A lot of notaries who come to notarize and who have come to know and love this business model and being an independent contractor with Notarize, they would be in a lot of trouble. So, what I wanted to do is I wanted to chat a little bit about kind of some three things you can do. Three things you can do while you're waiting for Notarize to come back up. And I've only come up with these because I have yes, yes, notary socials. You are absolutely correct. 6 o'clock, that's about time I woke up from my nap. So it's about 3.5 hours. I said, okay, I'm on the real estate queue. So I'm in at the gold level. So I've been taking real estate calls, and it is the last Friday of the month. And notary socials, if you are on the real estate queue, you know this is probably the most lucrative day of the month for those of us who do real estate transactions on the notary platform. So I had rested up, I was ready, and was ready to go ahead and make some money this evening. I was going to make money all weekend. I had a plan. But my plan got thwarted because when I woke up, they were like, "Oh, there are problems." And now I've signed up for the emails, and they've continued to tell us, well, we know what it is, but let me tell you that it's still not fixed. Essentially, that's what the emails are saying. So um, it's nice of them to try to update us. They were like, go in and clear your cache, clear your cookies, restart the browser. I said, okay, come on. I'm going to get in there. And I was like, this is the fix. I got in there. I had to log back into Notarize instead of it being there. And no, the computer laughed and said, ha ha, no, thank you. So, to answer your question, Super, how long did it take me to move to the real estate queue? It took me several months, maybe 3 or 4 months. But one thing I would tell anyone who's new to the Notarized platform, and I tell this because I have a mastermind group and we talk about this all the time. You can't necessarily judge your experience to my experience, because one thing I want to thoroughly acknowledge is that the fact that I got on Notarize about a year ago. So it was November of 2020. And I got in when the getting was good. And I have to know and acknowledge that, because now people who are getting on, it's taking a little bit longer to make it to from the partner to the silver level, and then from silver to gold. So I understand that people have come in and they have questions about, oh, well, how long does it take or how many calls? They were nebulous when I was there in terms of exactly how many calls. What's the secret formula to get back to the next level? They never really told me exactly, but I will say that it's probably more difficult now, and I understand they really want notaries who know what they're doing in order to make sure that the fidelity of the platform is very it's tight. So, yes, well, good. November 2020, that's when I got on, right about this time last year. I said this whole pandemic thing is it's going to be a thing, and I think that it's going to be helpful to get on this platform, and boy has it ever been helpful. Now, I will tell you though, tonight it didn't seem helpful because I was very, very sad to want to log on and not be able to log on to the platform. Um, almost every day that I get on and I take calls for Notarize, people like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this existed, which is good because that tells you this is the wave of the future. That's great. And also, like, "Oh, it's so neat that you're able to do this. Technology is wonderful." And I almost always say, "It's wonderful when it works." And that is so true. So, I think this is a good wake-up call for us all that have been too dependent on Notarize, myself included, because I tell you, I ride hard for Notarize. I love Notarize. When I have classes that I teach people about becoming a notary, people have lots of questions about Notarize, and I answer them, letting them know I don't work for Notarize as a corporate person, but I love to share my experience with the platform. So, there are 3 things that I thought about as I was sitting here for several hours to to talk about. I want to have people really think about when you are using this time that you're unable to log on to Notarize. So, the first thing I wanted to talk about is think about ways to diversify. Again, I love Notarize. Don't get me wrong. Okay, it's my bread and butter. I love it. I make hundreds of dollars per month, maybe thousands some months if I really work it part time on Notarize. Mwah, love it. However, we don't own Notarize and we don't know what could happen with Notarize. So it just led me to believe and to think about, huh, all of those, hello there, all of those people who are talking about maybe branching off into another platform. And because I've done it, y'all, I'm talking to myself. I have done it a lot. I have said, well, I'm going to try another platform. I'm going to bring people to a different platform and I'm going to do that. And I got a little comfortable. I said, no, or I can just hang with Notarized. I can just roll with Notarized until the wheels fall off. Well, the wheels have fallen off. And now I think the first thing I think that we need to kind of think about is thinking about ways to diversify our portfolio. Again, I love Notarize. I continue to ride with Notarize. But when people are talking about the other platforms that you can bring your own clients to, or in some states, Notarize is opening up kind of the bring your own clients to it. Think about it. Think about it because it's just really a way to kind of take out the middleman in a sense. So that's one thing I've been doing and thinking about since Notarize has been down. So that's the first thing. Think about ways to diversify your notary business. Second thing, second thing, while you're waiting for Notarize to come back up, here's something you can do. Check all of your credentials and make sure that your credentials aren't due to run out anytime soon. And I'm laughing, and you see that I'm talking to myself in lots of ways because if you saw my latest video, you'll see that I got caught up last weekend because my what was it? My background check and my NNA exam both were almost expiring. Now, Imma tell y'all, it wasn't really expired yet, but they Notarize had pulled me off, and they said, "No, you cannot do any more notarizations until this is cleared up." And I said, "Oh, Lord," and I know this takes some time. So what I did was, and I knew and I just took my medicine, and I went ahead and I took care of everything I needed to take care of. It was the weekend, so the people are usually not working on the weekend, so I went ahead and on Monday and I finally got back on like Tuesday. But that's several days worth of income that I lost. So what I would suggest that you all do while you're sitting here, if you're not able to log on to Notarize right now, or even if you are, take time to check your digital certificate and when that expires. Check your NNA exam and when that expires. Because if you're in the real estate queue, you need to make sure that you have that NNA exam once a year. Also, yearly, you have to have your background check. Make sure that that is up to date. Of course, your notary commission, most of you all are on your, your notary commission and you know that date because it's something that we use very often when we notarize documents. But that is the second thing that while you're waiting, if you're waiting for Notarize to come back up, there's two things that I've just mentioned. Number one, think about ways to diversify, research other platforms. Okay. You're not cheating on Notarize, but you're just, looking around a little bit. It's okay. Second thing, make sure that your credentialing is all up to date. And the third thing that I would say is to plan, plan. One thing I talked to my mentorship group about is the fact that um, you can, if you're using this as kind of supplemental income, that's one thing. And you don't really care or mind how much money you make, that's one thing. But most of us have goals and and kind of have things that we're trying to reach. Keep those things in mind. If you're waiting for Notarize to come back up and you're unable to log in, which according to the email, some people are able to get on. So I said, maybe I'm one of those people. I tried to, yeah, not me. So, but if you're one of those people trying to get on, use this time to plan what you want the rest of this year to look like. Okay. Um, what's happened is some of us have kind of gotten into Notarize, we've gotten into remote online notarization, we've gotten into real life notarization. I also do mobile notarization, and we've just kind of done it. We've done it haphazardly. I would say come up with a plan, come up with a strategy, know how much money you're putting into this business and how much you're getting out of it. So I just wanted to kind of think about, and you said they're banking tonight. Notary Socials is on here. And she said, hey, when it comes to the background check and then the NNA exam, she said, look now, don't even go for the highest level. Okay. And I think she's talking about with renewal, get the $70 renewal and I will say, Notary Socials, you are on it. That's what I got. I didn't get the highest level because that's not what I needed. That's not what I wanted. But that's 2.0 kind of stuff. Also, I didn't even get the email. I logged on and got that message about the digital seal. Now, theme park lifestyle, you were ready. You were at the computer. You were getting ready to get down. You had your setup ready. You were getting ready to notarize those documents. And you even clicked on a call and you're like, I got a call. Yes. And then it was like, too bad your digital certificate is bad or what have you. So it was, I can understand lifestyle. Very, very disappointing. So here Super is asking me this question. What other platforms am I working as an independent contractor? So what I'm saying to you, Super, don't be like me in this regard. Only work with Notarize. Why? Because Notarize has served me very well. For me, I've got a full-time job. I run a separate business. I do mobile notary. I do all this stuff, right? So I said, okay, Notarize works for me. I love Notarize. But the first tip that I gave you all is something that I've been doing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and have to diversify my online process, my online notary business, because anything could happen to Notarize. Heaven forbid. But anything could happen to Notarize. And then we're up the creek, like many of us on this call tonight, just in trouble, just hanging out there. So I know that there's some other places, some other platforms. One Notary is one. Now, I will tell y'all, I will go ahead and reveal this information. I'll give this tea. One Notary, I have like reached out to them several times and they won't even they won't text me back. They won't email me back. I'm like, "Hey, I yeah, hey guys, I promise you I'm good at what I do. I've done over 2,000 notarizations on Notarize. Can y'all please?" And they, I guess no. So I'm in Virginia, so I don't know if one notary has enough people in Virginia, etc. I understand. Um and some people, they use one notary and they bring their own clients lifestyle. I agree. One thing that this has taught me tonight is that I must go ahead and kind of pursue this whole bring your own clients, cut out the middleman, right? Notary Social says she or he signed up with over 10 platforms. So this little hiccup with Notarize shouldn't have given any problems with you, Notary Socials. And that's what I'm saying. Let's be like Notary Socials. Let us diversify. That was number one. That was my number one tip. We need to not be so dependent on Notarize. Again, talking to myself because I'm not Margie. Oh, hey, Margie. So, and then, oh, it looks like one notary, you can also you can get answer calls just like on Notarize. One notary, like I said, they're not feeling me. I don't know what it is. I may try again, but one notary, I tried a couple of times to kind of get on with them. They didn't respond. I said, well, never mind. I've got Notarized anyway. And then next thing you know, here I am. Here I am. Okay. So Tracy says she needs to get her digital seal. The interesting thing about Notarize is that Notarize provided a digital seal for us. So that was great. So, okay, Lifestyle says that she, and I'm just going to assume she, if it, okay, let's see, that she has to get 100 clients before she can do their call. So, huh. I hear good things about Notarize, says, this is CC gang? Okay. But they're not in Maryland yet. I'm sorry. That's tough because certain states, it seems like certain states are kind of haters when it comes to especially remote online notarization. And I just have, because I know people who live in these states, and I'm like, hey, become a notary and do all this stuff. Um, I tell you, oh, okay. One thing is that Maryland, it can be tough in Maryland to kind of, because they don't have notarized, and it's also tough to charge a fee for travel in Maryland. North Carolina is the same thing. In order to um, get on in North Carolina, you have to take a class through a community college, and then there's some that, so some states are better than others. Now, some people say that Notarize has said y'all can log on now. Now, I'm gonna wait a few minutes because I've been burned several times. I signed up for the updates, and I don't know. I'm just gonna stay on for a second. And if somebody wants to try it and come back and let us know if really the queue has opened up, that'd be great. If not, I'm just gonna stay here and I'm gonna talk about a few other things. Um, what other things? So if you are interested in learning more about I've got a Notary Mastermind group that meets, we're starting again in January. We meet every other week, and we are it's typically for, oh yeah, child, I saw that, Vicky B. It did not work. Clearing my cache and deleting the cookies did not work. So I just wanted to tell you that. So if you're interested in my mastermind group, you can come to my channel. My channel is the Mobile Notary Mentor. I've got about 30 videos, I think, up about different aspects about being a mobile notary, and it's designed for newer notaries. However, if you've been a notary for years and you are new to the remote online notary world, it's great to have a group, a place, a space to bounce ideas off of. My group, we talk all the time about Notarize. It's not designed to be a notarized group, but we talk all the time about Notarize. And you best believe the next time we meet, we're going to talk about this outage. Notary Social says, it didn't work. So, those of you all who had some type of hope that it would work to go on and that Notarize would give you some throw you a bone in order to get on and get those calls. I'm sorry, did not work for Notary Social. So I don't know, folks. I think I'm going to call it a night, though. I think this has been a good lesson for me specifically. Let me know if you think it's been a good lesson for you. Let me know if this has kind of changed your mind about Notarize. I'll let you also, if you have any other questions about Notarize, put them in the comments before I close out. Because you know what? I'm just here. It's not like it's not like I can log on. The mastermind is not Virginia specific. In fact, I have had people from Texas, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Mississippi last go around. So we meet virtually through Zoom. So yes. Oh, also Notary Social says that she or he loves doing mobile with your own clients. I would tell you what, that's my favorite thing to do. I love general notary work. That is my jam. That is what I love more than anything else. For someone to contact me, sometimes through Thumbtack, which I've got some videos about Thumbtack if you're interested in what finding out what that is, saying, "Hey, I need someone to notarize this document, this spousal consent form for this investment withdrawal." I go over to the house, like, okay, verify the ID, get all the information. I take a look at it. All right, notarize the document. It takes 8 minutes, and I walk away with $45. I just love it. It's my fave. So, general notary work. Oh, thank you so much, Notary Socials. I'm going to check you out. I have a feeling that you probably have a channel as well with some great content. Yeah, I love general notary work. It is my favorite. So, you know what, folks? I think I'm going to call it a night because how much disappointment can you take? Can you take? So the question is, oh, okay. All right. Now, somebody said Notary Socials channel is awesome. So shout out to Notary Socials, awesome channel, as endorsed by Crystal Hill. And I am going to absolutely, um, absolutely check you out. And someone has a question about Thumbtack. Is it worth it? Oh my heavens to Betsy. So those of you all who don't know what Thumbtack is, let me give you a little bit of let me tell you what it is. It's a lead service. It will help you find leads for notary work. So they'll say, "Hey, there's someone in your area who's looking for a notary, and they're looking for someone who fits your profile. If you'd like to apply for this job, it's only $7." Okay. So you can pay your $7 and then contact the person and say, "Hey, I hear you're looking for a notary, and here's the cost, etc." Right. So there are a couple of things about about Thumbtack. First of all, there is a there is a automatic lead generation kind of thing where they will pay you you pay like every month or whatever. You pay like, hey, every time a lead comes through, we'll send it to you automatically. So sometimes they'll charge you $5, $7, $8 to get these leads, and these leads are not great. Okay. So in those cases, I'm like, I done paid $8 for this lead. For me to leave my home and to notarize one document, I charge $40. That's just me. That's my pricing structure. I don't like, hey, by the mile, and hey, and if it's this time of day and that. Nope. For me, it's a flat fee. $35 for travel, $5 for the notarization, $5 for each additional notarization stamp. Okay. So sometimes it just doesn't make sense for me to pay $8, $9 to get a notarization that pays $40 if it's far away. If it's close by, cool. So I've got like a love-hate relationship to Thumbtack. So to answer your question, it depends on the day whether or not I tell you Thumbtack is worth it. Um, I just say if you use Thumbtack, make sure you're charging enough. That's one thing I talk about a lot and when I do training is pricing, because it's like it's a psychological thing, how much you charge if you're a mobile notary. However much you charge, you've got to stand flat-footed and firm in your pricing. If you hem and haw and you act like you don't, "Oh, well, it's $20, but I'll take 12." Mm-mm, no. And I will tell people all day long, I'm not the cheapest notary that you'll find. I'm not, but I am very experienced, I'm very professional, I'm very reliable. So you're paying for those things. So you can choose someone else, but those factors may be missing and they may be cheaper, but it's up to you. And some people, actually enough people know and appreciate that philosophy. So I don't know what the question was because I've just kept talking, but I see that. All right, perfect. Brittany's just getting her commission. Notarize is where she is going. Again, Notarize is great when it works and when you can catch those calls, because that's another thing that I hear new notaries talk about all the time. Can't catch the calls. That's a whole other. I got another video on that. Y'all can. I don't want to. I won't get into that tonight. Um, I have no video, but I appreciate yours. So I don't know if that is to Notary Socials or to me. If that's to me, super. Thank you. If it's Notary Socials, thank you on her behalf as well. And so, any other questions before I click out? Because I just wanted to jump on here for a few moments, but who knew that it'd be on and popping at 10:14 Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah, like I said, since I'm not on Notarize, I thought I'd come here and answer any questions. In the box. Okay. In the box, you'll see the information about the mastermind group. And she says, hey, if you watch her first video, it's a spoof. She did not make $1,000 in the first week. So it's maybe a little bit of clickbait, or her last video, which I understand because, I know you have to have some interesting titles to get people over there. But I get it. So let's see. Are you attempting to direct potential clients who contact you to use Ron yet? No, I have not. However, let me tell you what, after this, I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to the three things I told you to do while you're waiting for Notarize to get back up is to think about ways to diversify, check all your credentials, make sure everything's up, and also plan. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to do some planning, because there's some people who actually advertise nationally, because if they're on one of those bring your own client platforms and they are doing general notary work, it's just like what we do on Notarize, but you can get the clients yourself and charge accordingly. Okay. So I can only do oh yeah, the price structure. That's a whole philosophy about pricing. Whatever the pricing is, you have to be confident in it. Okay, let's see. What's the cost for real estate signings on Notarized? Do you mean what do we get paid? We get paid $25 per signing on Notarized. And I noticed that sometimes Notarized is not as open about how much you're getting paid for each transaction, but I don't have any problem letting you know that you get $25. Now, it's interesting because I have seen on some of the paperwork that people are paying maybe like 125 or like, 150. That's what they're paying Notarize, and I'm getting 25 bucks. So again, if I'm smart, I'm using this time to think about, maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I will go to a bring your own clients platform and start doing it for myself. I used to do mobile notaries, like real estate notarizations. I don't love doing that in person. Again, yeah, I mean, you can find everything I'm talking about now. I've got videos about it. I can tell you about how I do not love being a loan signing agent that goes to people's houses and prints all the stuff out or whatever. So if you're doing a signing service and you're doing it that way, don't love it. If you're going direct, that's a different story. So, but I do like to do closings, real estate closings on Notarize. So yeah, you get 25 per. So a night like tonight, I would have made at least a couple $100 because I said, all right, I would sit at the computer and it takes maybe about 30 minutes or so to get through a real estate closing on the platform, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. So I would say the average is about 30 minutes, right? And so I came down around 6 o'clock. I was like, oh, okay. So about 4 hours ago, I'm gonna go on Notarize and make some money. But now I'm just here, like hanging with you guys, which is fun. Oh, maybe I should go live more often. So the question is, am I in the Notarized private Facebook group? I am. Now, one thing is I am I'm not as vocal because um I'm very careful to let people know I do not work for the corporation of Notarize, because sometimes when you do videos and you're on YouTube, people think, oh, well, she works for Notarize. I'm no, I work as an independent contractor, but um I don't work for them per se, and I don't speak for them. So it's interesting to see what's happening. If you are a notarized notary, I think that's a great resource. That Facebook page, I got invited to come to it, and I don't know if other people are just invited to come to it, or you can find out about it. But go to Facebook and look it up. So let's see. How do you like the Zillow? So here's what I hate. I'll be honest about this. Zillow is one of the companies that's partnered with Notarize to do real estate transactions. For some reason, I don't know how Zillow got away with this. If we get a real estate transaction through Zillow, it comes through the real estate queue. We clicking on the real estate queue, like, yes, we're gonna make this $25. If you look in that corner and it says Zillow, you're like, oh boy, you're not gonna make that $25. Reason, for some reason, Zillow has a thing where they're only um paying $5, and maybe you get like a dollar for each additional stamp that you do. But it's I don't know. I don't know why they're like, oh, we're looking into the issue. I'm like, there's something going on with Zillow and Notarize. They have that some type of uh they're in collusion or something. But it's sad because I hate to have a client, right, come through in the real estate queue, and because again, I'm excited. I'm like, $25, okay, whatever. And then I look and it's a Zillow client. I'm like, okay, how you doing? I don't do that. I treat everyone the same, but it's not fair. Hi, I got some of my mastermind students in here. Hello. So let's see a question. Dan Dawson had a question about, is Notarized in Texas? And I can tell you, yes, absolutely in Texas. In fact, I got a couple of students here who are in Texas and on the Notarized platform. So absolutely in Texas. Texas, Virginia, Florida, and a number of other states. I won't name all the states because I don't know them all, but um, there, Notarize is a powerhouse when it comes to the whole um, sign in, let the computer ring, answer the calls if you can answer them. Okay. Um, it is it is a wonderful, wonderful platform when it works. When it works. And the thing is, it usually works. But I think that what is happening is that Notarize is growing too fast and it's not able to handle the bandwidth that's coming with all of these new contracts, with all of these new partnerships. So, I mean, it's a good problem to have in one sense, but not if like the whole system's crashed and you have hundreds, maybe thousands of people who can't get on a Friday night, the last Friday of the month. Like I said, I was planning on making some money tonight, but that's okay because I went live on. Yes, come on, come join the class. I know it's a wonderful mastermind class. So, it is now here as I am here 10:23, and I'm getting tired now. So I think if there are no other questions, I'll give y'all maybe about mm, a little bit of time, and then we're going to call it a night. Notarize Texas, Nevada, Florida, Virginia. Okay. Bring your own transaction. I think I did see that. It's only in a couple of states, Washington and Tennessee. So, according to Notary Socials, and we're going to take Notary Socials at her word because I have gotten endorsements in this chat that she is awesome. Her channel is great. So I'm going to take y'all's word for it. So I'm going to check out Notary Socials. Maybe not tonight because I'm going to bed, but we're going to hopefully wake up tomorrow and be able to get all the calls, all the calls. All right. Go mobile. I don't know what that means, Miss Yolanda. Mobile notary, like go out and do some mobile notarizations. Oh, I love mobile notarization. So that might be what I do if I can't log on to Notarize tomorrow. But um, I am believing and hoping that Notarize will be up and ready. And I'm that money is going to be available for me tomorrow during the day. So, all right, go get your ice cream, Notary Socials, and skip Notarize. Yeah, I gave Notarize a good 4.5 hours. Okay. 4.5 hours. Oh, look at my students. Y'all are so nice. Yeah. So if you have any questions about the mastermind group, the link is in the description for this video. Also, come to the channel, the Mobile Notary Mentor. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Come on through. And Lifestyle said that no that Notarize is still down. So I'm gonna call it, y'all, because this is just I can't take no more. So thank you so much for joining me, everybody. This is my first pop-up live on this channel, and I really enjoyed it. If you have any questions, if you're shout out to the replay gang because sometimes people find this a little bit later. I'm going to leave it up on the channel. And I do also have um a video coming on tonight. I think I set it up to to come out at midnight my time. It's about an unauthorized use of your commission. So if you are a remote online notary, there's some things you might be tempted to do. I'm like, don't do this thing because this is illegal and you can get in lots of trouble for it. So there's a video about it coming out at midnight. So if you're still up waiting for Notarize to in the next hour and a half, watch the video as well. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, happy signing. Bye.